Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bobby. Welcome to episode 98 of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. 2 weeks away from episode 100. A very special episode 100, which, win, lose, or draw, is going to be a SoulsBorne Battle Royal. So that's what we're going to be doing on that episode. So stay tuned for that. But this is your regular run-of-the-mill episode of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick 2 random SoulsBorne bosses, and then they will be... You know what they're going to do? We're going to line up all the meteorologists in the world, and these 2 SoulsBorne bosses are going to have the opportunity to take out as many as possible, and whoever takes out the most will be the winner. I'm a little salty at Mother Nature right now, and I know it's not the meteorologist's fault, but we have to have somebody to take it out on, and they are the ones who are getting the blame. So that's how we do things around here. That is just how we do things around here. So that is what I settled on. All right. The battlefield has been cleared. It can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses, and it has housed all of them at least once in a SoulsBorne Battle Royal that we held many months ago here on the show. There are pretty close to 100 bosses in this little generator that I have created, and some special spots that can create some interesting scenarios. So I am going to shut my app. I am going to stop this wheel, and we're going to see who the first competitor is going to be on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death episode 98. The Guardian Dragon from Dark Souls 2. Guardian Dragon's an interesting one. I mean, in a way, he's kind of your standard run-of-the-mill dragon, but he does some things, at least in the boss fight, that are a little bit different than some of the other dragons that you come across in these SoulsBorne games. And a lot of it has to do with, I think, the cage that you fight him in. So, that's got something to do with it. But he's a little bit of a different competitor, so, I don't mind that. I don't generally mind when any dragon pops up in SoulsBorne Battles to the Death. It's always going to be an interesting fight, so I don't mind that. The Guardian Dragon making an appearance here on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. I am going to reset this wheel because it's pretty close to the end. It only goes for like 5 minutes or something, and I don't know why I thought I'd reset it. So ignore what this lands on right now. Yeah, he's not the next competitor. We're taking this wheel for another spin. We are going to take this wheel for another spin, and we are going to see who is going to be battling the Guardian Dragon in this contest of who can take out the most meteorologists at one time. And the Guardian Dragon could do some damage in this particular competition, like a lot of damage. So that's cool. I'm glad that we're landing on at least one boss that can handle the load and what I'm trying to get accomplished here. And yeah, I think everyone's going to be happy for that. So yeah, I think I'm going to get a Nobel Prize this year for this. So yeah, I look forward to receiving my award. So on one end of the battlefield, we have the Guardian Dragon, and on the other end of the battlefield, we have the Demon of Song. From the same game, right? Demon of Song is from Dark Souls 2, I believe. I think? Or was it Dark Souls 1? It's got to be Dark Souls 2. Gotta be Dark Souls 2. You know what? This fight is an interesting fight. It is definitely an interesting fight for sure. I mean, if you really look at it, Demon of Song has that thing with the skin, makes him invincible. I can't give away too much in this section of the show because the legal department gets very upset. So I am going to once again shut my app. We are going to go to the contractually obligated bio. So let's have a look at the Guardian Dragon. Not much in the way of lore regarding the Guardian Dragon, but I do know that Aldia commanded him to stay as a guard to the Dragon Eyrie as an experiment, which kind of tells me that Guardian Dragon thought he should have been the man, you know, like the head of the table, and Aldia's like, no, you're gonna guard this door because I told you to, just to see how he's gonna react. And yeah, that's pretty much that. The Guardian Dragon is basically your run-of-the-mill dragon, but it's still a dragon, and therefore very, very dangerous. However, it is also worth noting that when you enter the fog door to fight him, he is sleeping, indicating that he is not very good at his job. The origins of the Demon of Song are unknown, but it was originally sealed in the Shrine of Amana because it developed a taste for human flesh. As if that was the most heinous crime committed in Dark Souls 2. At some point, the priestess tasked with maintaining the seal to its prison either died or became hollow, and the Demon of Song was able to escape its prison. I have to say, when I read about the lore on the fandom wiki, it says, its name comes from its ability to mimic the song of Mofanito, in order to lure prey into its, and then, like, I mistakenly read it as air. Like, in order to lure prey into the air is what I thought I read. And then I was like, haha, joke's on you, like, the main character can't jump, so. But it's actually in order to lure prey into its lair. And that's really all there is in terms of lore. The Demon of Song resembles a frog-type creature that can pull its skin over its face to protect itself, and when it has its skin pulled down, it's basically impervious to damage. So you can only damage it by hitting it in the face or the arms. It can pull its arms out of its skin. It's very, very weird. Obviously, because it's a frog-like creature, it can jump very high and can cause a great deal of damage with attacks based on this, of course. But it also has a torpedo drive attack, which just basically makes it charge forward, and it can do a tremendous amount of damage at disconnects because it stays within its skin. It just hits you with its impervious skin. So that's no fun at all. It can also hit you with its arms, which is basically its most basic attack. It has grab attacks, and it can spit balls of water at you, which is really kind of gross when you think about it. That's really all there is in terms of anything on the Demon of Song. Not a whole lot to talk about. If he's remembered for anything in Dark Souls 2, it's probably just his basic look. There's some really awesome creature designs in the FromSoft universe. I think we can all agree. And I wouldn't go as far as saying the Demon of Song is one of them, but it's really interesting that it could pull its skin over its face and protect itself. It's just a little bit different. So I guess if anyone remembers the Demon of Song for anything, it'd be like that. And it does have a very grotesque face. That much is pretty clear as well. So I don't think it's regarded as being terribly tough. But I guess it can surprise you a little bit. It does have some attacks that can do some damage, and obviously it can create distance with its jumps, and it can be a problem. So I would think there would be some interesting fights for the Demon of Song and SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So I guess we'll just have to see if we continue to land on it more, and see if we can manifest some of those fights and see what happens. This, I think, is a better fight than it looks like on paper. Demon of Song, you have to remember, has that invincible skin that he can pull over his face, and could make this a tougher fight than it really kind of looks like on the surface. However, and I think I said this in the last fight that the Demon of Song was in, and I can't even remember who it was against, but all he really has to do is show his face one time, and I think the Guardian Dragon will make him pay for it. I think that's pretty much all it's going to take, and I think the Guardian Dragon wins this fight probably pretty handily as well. I think Demon of Song's great weakness is just, he can't attack from inside that skin. He has to, he does have some pretty strong attacks, but, once he shows his face, it's pretty much all over, and we are kind of talking about a dragon here, so, yeah, I don't think this will be very much of a fight once Guardian Dragon does get a hold of the true form that is the Demon of Song. So yes, that is my final decision, is that the Guardian Dragon wins this fight. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter, all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run. And this past Monday, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we've all been waiting for. It is Ornstein and Smaug win or bust. And for those of you who don't know what that means, it means I do not end the episode until I beat Ornstein and Smaug, or I decide I cannot beat them. So, but is it actually a bust? Do Ornstein and Smaug finally defeat me? I guess you're just going to have to tune in and find out, huh? So yeah, go check that out if you are interested. Back in the archives, I have the Elden Ring No Crimson Flask run, Volume 1 Limgrave. I have the Sekiro No Healing Gourd run. I have the Dark Souls 3 No Estus run, and the Dark Souls 3 No Level Up run. So check those out if you are interested. The Your Father's Story videos, I answer questions from a book, basically telling my boys about life and, about me as a person and things like that. It's a vlog style type video series. So if you want to learn more about me, check those out. Those are back there for your viewing pleasure. The Bobby's World Hunger Games, which is a very popular series on the channel. Check that out if you're interested. There's 28 of those, plus some special episodes if you want to go check that out. Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what you're watching right now. SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. And next week is a very special episode 100, which is going to be a SoulsBorne Battle Royal. So come back for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to pick 8 SoulsBorne bosses, and then we are going to decide a winner from those 8. So that is going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. So come back and check that out. Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Bobby's Gaming Lounge. It's my weekly live stream. Last week I did Back for Blood. I did Nightmare Mode, some campaign stuff. That was a lot of fun. Brought back some good memories of playing Left 4 Dead 2 with Christian when he was younger. So, that's always a good time to go back to Back for Blood and have fun with that. So, as you're watching right now, tonight is probably going to be Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Probably do some campaign stuff on that. Might even do it on hard mode. We'll see. But that's the plan as of right now. So, yeah. That's what we got going on right now on the channel. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that crap. Right now, I am in the midst of my MIT training. It's only day 1. It's been a busy day, but I'm still getting in some recording because I don't want to miss out on my schedule. I was dedicated to keeping the channel going at all costs. So I should be in bed right now, but. It is what it is because I got stuff I want to get done. I'm a busy man. I'm a businessman, so I gotta get my stuff done that I want to get done. So I appreciate you guys so very much. The subscriber count is through the roof. It's completely ridiculous. I'm up to 5110, something like that. 5,110 subscribers and climbing or something along those lines. You guys are just out of your minds, and I really, really appreciate it. The love and support has been just off the charts, and that means a lot to me. It means much more to me than I could ever express to you in words or in any video or in anything I could possibly do. So thank you so much. The hard work I've been putting in on the channel, the hard work I've been doing in life and at home, it's very gratifying. So that's all I really have to say, is that I love you guys, and I'm going to keep working as hard as I possibly can to keep pushing out some content and keep you guys entertained for as long as I possibly can. So and that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. See y'all Eve alive, y'all. Bye.
Hey, boss.
Yes, Courtney.
Mrs. Anderson called. She wanted to order several copies of your books for family and friends.
Oh, that's amazing. Get some ordered, have them sent over to me, and I will sign them for her. I really appreciate it if you could do that for me.
I didn't know you were an author.
You did. Courtney, you've been with me for like 2 years now, and we've talked about it fairly constantly, and there's an ad at the end of every one of these videos.
Well, that doesn't mean that I listen to everything you tell me. Are the books any good?
Well, readersfavorite.com said that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. I know, that's pretty crazy, but that's exactly what it says. It's on the Cry of a Raven review. Go check it out.
Well, that's pretty cool. What are the books about?
It's about a soldier who gets exiled for saving a baby dragon, and later he's killed, and he wakes up 3,000 years later with strange powers, and he's watched over by the very same dragon, and the world has been overrun by evil, and he now must travel back in time to stop the evil that started in his own home country.
Wow, that sounds interesting. How can I get copies of the books?
Well, you can go to robertblanchardbooks.com and order your copies there. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast.
You have a podcast too?
You know what, Courtney? You are doing such an amazing job that I think you are due for a raise. How does that sound?
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you, boss.
You bet. Too bad the raise is going to be when I raise a water balloon over her head and just... Maybe I'll wait until her mom calls. I think she'll find that pretty funny. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com right now and get your copies of the series that got 3 5-star reviews from readersfavorite.com, 3 Author Shout Recommended Reads Awards, and 2 Literary Titan Silver Awards. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free, read more reviews, short stories, and much more. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast wherever you find your favorite podcasts.